Yamamu nyina akwaba eha United Television eso. Ye worship house Abeka Junction enkran. Ebraso omemu nsem kakra ya boaboa no. Ye de sumo se kase. This way chocolate drink do here. Enso share. Have a special ice ensuo ede. And a special drinks ebo yin chidom. Wei eni nimeku a ekra mu a ye de ensemi eba. Na ensema oba betie ni ebi enie. Emrashabedwum eni abrese wo mo beto nsa. Hedi afre osoafo a ohwe apomuden nsam so se omra meyi na no aden e na dialysis unit yatum e okolebu ayaresabia
na Hamas ene Israel fo ntokwa na ekoso Gaza preparation match medwafo asresa asumdwemra
memenda nyame ya aduma NPP fo aba wo mo ekwa akoto no Council of Elders afre enipa 9 say won fa wonsa enhye krata asemasumdwe enya adwuma
Owura Sintim awo no yedwomtire ne MPP amayekori dirimu Sigana Mpuntio ejina 2024 abaya beto no MPP for so pa
Chief of Staff Edi Edom anim amomo de aniema akoya doya ma yenuan mo Savannah Mantemu esan ensu a ayiri edi afa wo mo enti
ehwemu aba beto dwase enkoda ye omo basabasa wo social media ne online ahodo so na ekoso enti ese yakun etia
Obahima efia hyese edu mini a
akua ejewa akode
yentie ensem no enchiemu Emrashabedwase wo mani abre etonsa e de afre osoafo ohwe apomuden wonsem eso ono abukwaku agima menu se na daroma omra emepio manim no mfa nchechemu emma dienti a dialysis unit yatum e okolebu ayaresabia.
In the initial case of the facilities closure was attributed to scarcity of essential medical consumables required for dialysis. When dialysis medical consumables were finally procured, the service saw an unprecedented increase in fees from 380 Ghana cedis to 765.42. Mr. Speaker, the hospital's public relations officer explained to the general public that this alarming price adjustment was as a result of the government withdrawal of tax exemptions, leaving the hospitals burdened with the full cost of importing vital medical consumables for dialysis, leading to unexpected financial strain. The hospital therefore had no option than to increase dialysis fees to cover part of the cost and render the service unsustainable in the long run. Mr. Speaker, as of now, there has been no official communication as to whether the duties paid to expedite the clearing of dialysis medical consumables have been refunded. But even more interesting is the fact that the hospitals owe suppliers of dialysis consumables about 4 million Ghana cedis, which is making it very difficult for the hospital to secure these consumables. Mr. Speaker, I plead with this House to rally behind me in calling on government to consider absorbing the full cost of dialysis for Ghanaian patients, or at the very least, absorb whatever the difference beyond the 380 Ghana cedis. This will help alleviate the financial strain on patients and ensure timely access to life-saving dialysis treatment.
Speaker, on the NHIA absorbing these costs, this is an interesting call. And thankfully, the President's Excellency has also given his blessings and support to this call. Here, I'm told the stakeholders are engaging on this matter. Again, the Health Committee would have to play a role, and I will plead with my ever-passionate ranking member to liaise with the chair and see what they can do about this for us to come atop this matter.
This issue also brings to the fore the issue of bureaucracy, especially when it comes to bringing items to the port and trying to clear it, items that are obviously going to save lives. I'm sure members of parliament here have horror stories to tell about trying to build medical equipment to a hospital and the nightmare of trying to clear it from the port, when it's obvious that it is intended to save lives. And that has happened so many times. You bring books for schools and you end up just paying for it. You bring medical equipment and you know that you would never try it again. We must really get the revenue authorities to draw that line and make sure that when it comes to equipment that are as critical as helping facilities in terms of saving lives, renal care, these are things that they must fast track and clear. I'm sure those are the root causes. How many people could afford overnight an increase from 380 Ghana cedi to 760 Ghana cedi? And that really was a problem.
Is to appear before us on Thursday, 9th of November 2023, to come and brief us on the closure of the renal unit outpatient department and the upsurge of kidney-related problems in Ghana. I mean, the minister should come and tell us something. Almost everywhere, people are talking about the kidney-related problems. He should come and tell us if the NHIS issue can also be captured in relating to kidney-related issues. I mean, he should come and tell us and to the extent the whole nation. So that is my directives.
Yenim se Israel ne Palestine for no airport den ewo Gaza mpapreso enye asem ketwe Hamas group no na enne mrahimedwafo asetene mu no osofo abedi akira wono ene hwe amnone ensem so munyafo Mavis Cancer Bodu ede atu edwase twafatasa asomdweba na Ghana ginantemo se aman biara wo pre asomdwe no yeta na chi.
Mr. Speaker, in a press release on the 8th October 2023, the government of Ghana unreservedly expressed its condemnation of Hamas's attack and actions and retreated Israel's right to exist and defend itself. The statement further called on Hamas to withdraw its militants from southern Israel and urged the government of Israel to also exercise restraints in its response to Hamas's attack. The African Union, on its part, issued a communique in which the chairperson called on both parties to put an end to the hostilities and return to the negotiation table to implement the principle of the two-state solution. Mr. Speaker, let me conclude by indicating that although the disastrous nature of the conflict has raised so many concerns about the welfare of Ghanaians in Israel, our mission in Tel Aviv has reported that no Ghanaian has been caught up in the attacks and the Ghanaian community is safe. As of now, the issue of evacuation of our nationals from Israel has not been raised. In addition, our mission is in close contact with the leaders of the Ghanaian community and is providing the ministry with the updates on their welfare, and we provide the general public with updates pertaining to the welfare of Ghanaians in Israel.
Also, Mr. Speaker, be responsible, especially to exercise from government, while government affirms its support for Israel's right to exist and defend itself. It calls on the Israeli government to exercise restraint in its response to the Hamas attack, which I believe, Mr. Speaker, Israel has a right to self-defend itself and territory, but it also must have recourse to international law and international humanitarian law with regards to the lives of old people, children, civilians, hospitals, and what have you. Just a couple of days, a mosque was targeted and bombarded, Mr. Speaker. Those are some of the things that we ought to speak against and ensure that the rules of war are adhered to and respected. Mr. Speaker, all we are asking for is for peace to prevail in the area.
So at this point, Mr. Speaker, the Parliament of Ghana should ask for an immediate ceasefire, not for even humanitarian ceasefire. I would have wished the government not to dilly-dally with the situation, to be saying Palestinians stop, these people stop, just call for ceasefire, so that we see that government of Ghana is calling for ceasefire, Mr. Speaker. That is the least we can do.
I will urge that we all continue to support the fact that both states have the right to exist and everybody has the right to life, and that we should be patient and tolerant of each other, especially those countries, and that the big wigs, those countries that have come out to either support Israel or Palestine should please tone down, come together, and rather look for a peaceful solution so that both states will coexist. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity.
Edwardifo mo Kumasi Central Market KJT any race course asema woka ene se enipa ba akopɛ na omunim se obetumi abedi omampanyi na nado danko akufuado nade ono ene na bedi echi Dr. Alhaji Mamudu Baumia.
Edwardifo nkabom ko ahodo ye wo Kumasi Central Market KJT any race course say Mampania bedi eche Dr. Mahmoud Baumia akyere Ghana fo se ampa wonim de na obetimi adi wo manfo no anim ede ne mapa abre wo man no wo mo se wo hwe abre wo beye mampania bedi ekyere ne niema hodo ene hihya hodo de toto akwam a eboa na ekyere se ampa se wo beye mampania wo betimi aboa amoman no akonkan eno nti wo mo sere etu ahene ne asi ahemfo se wo mo nkammom enye baako ento aba no ema mampania bedi ekyere Dr. Mahmoud Baumia memneda and sami wo mudi to dwa bro mo friends trefo nhia mu ewo KJT adwafoforo me ewo Kumasi wa santimantam kopon ni mu eno na adwadefo ka kire to an ne asianfo hina se wo mo nhwe enepa ewo nipa ni mu aso bedi mampani obetimi dia bo man ni mpuntuo no eno na waso mo hwe so eto aba no edema no wo mo se Dr. Baumia nko ani obi a wo betimi adi osunu kokoko abusua nanim amomo atimi break 8 no ewa afimpimene ne aduonu enan abato no emu
Nyankopon ya adoma memenda ebe ya eye 4 November ye kwa kwoto aba akwakoyi kandini a obedi MPP anim na ye nyina ye hwa enipa nan na omo pre no obia ewo akonya se wo se wonya nanso empanimfo se de onim ko ne ye de gina akere no ano ye hwehwe mu no ye wura Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ono ni nipa na nadu adwuma obeye ye wo boni chidoma se na nadu wie na adwuma obetimi atwa na nadu nyuma a waye no so asade bi kwa aka ho man ye hwe ba bia se 8 na ye pese ye break no ye semo se Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ye nto aba no ma no
me kasama identify group of Central Market me ye woman organizer na ha ye begina ye no ye nim se atu ahene ne asi ahene fo mu tie famfo eti famfo ne ye kasa no na Central Market race course munim de etimi ye ma MPP aban eti ye srem atu ahene ne asi ahene fo adesredi oni ede aba ye sremo mommoa yen na nyambo Saturday aba na mo koto no munyina mo nkammom na mo ntoma Alhaji Mahmoud
memenda wo ye ni mesre 4 November no ye sre delegate say onto aba no ma Alhaji emfama yen na ye hu se Alhaji Baumia aboa yen papa ado e wo kwan bebre so na ye hu se na nado adwuma e kwa na wie yi ne obetumi atoa na nado adwuma no so ma adwuma na nado ye no Ghana titu Asante region ha no atumi awie peye na bibia betoto na kwa mu eye Alhaji Baumia
yesre esi ahene atu ahene fo se yesre mo memene da aba na ye kwa akoto no Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ye hu se bibi woni mu a obetimi aye bibi di aboa oman Ghana eni Asante region enti eda memene da mo kwa akoto aba delegate yesre se mo nto aba na mo fama no yesre delegate womo na sihine omutu na etuo yesre omo se omo ntoma yewura Baumia na anitu ade hunu kese da nani so a obetimi abetoa na nado na mamuo na obuo no enti yesre delegate omo ntoma yewura Baumia
Akosombo dam na yebi ye no adehye mu fra mantemu apoye mantemu ne nkrafa baabi edi amia papa we enam summer special ice company of group of company empenifo akwakoye adoye ede ama wono mo ho aka no na niam mo de koe no wono mudi animu no ekasa ye de nsem sei atudwa
Akosombo dam na kpondam obi ye no nkruto ahodo atwa dam no ho ahia de Ghana fo nyina yemoni mo sem ene wasetena mu kokoye din ye de mo pa nsuo mpa obenom no na tese ho akwakoye din edi amomo we na ma special ice company limited adwumako a ebansuo ye dwumadi o magana mu o mudi kan no mudi mu akotene pa aye ne se nsuo ye nkwanti no wontena ho ma de hye wofra wensukom enku mo eni nsuo 2200 bags eno oda kokoma de hye wofra so wonje wonya nsupanom no wontimi ntena kwamu na wokyina bi nsuo no twetwe a wonya nkwam wonda da dwumadi an kan bi na woye no wotimi asako so biem opanyina wo hwedwadie ne da ubon nsem so de ma special ice company limited owura edem kube ne kasam no na wotirim sɛ aya wa ba be yi Dr. Ernesto Forisapona woni ni nua Dr. Ose Kwame Despite won tirim po ene wona ni suadi hunu sa ade hye wo frawo na nsupa obenom ho aye den dia mom no wonji nsuo yi na won fankum won sukom.
We are here because of what has happened to the Volta region, particularly Mepe, Bato, and other adjoining communities as a result of the spillage of the Akosombo Dam. We know how they've been displaced. We've seen it on telly. And so Dr. Ernesto Forisapon and his brother, Dr. Kwame Despite, we all know what they do, their humanitarian contributions that they do in society and to all Ghanaians. And so as a result of that, they are extending that humanitarian support to the people of Mepe, Bato, and the adjoining communities. We are here to donate 2,200 bags of sachet water, our special sachet water, to the communities to support them.
Enti yepese yeda Dr. Oforisapon and Kwame Despite ase yeda omo nyina ase na sana mamaga kan ye no na ye nim se omo beba enti yeda omo ase se omo so omo aba be support yen. One say as long as these camps continue, you were 21 ni nyina was schools. Enti as long as people continue to occupy these schools as displaced camps no in Kolano to Minko school and in Kolano wo fie and omo PS across the country omo wo school omo si ande omo nyina be kwa kocho the same exams, same BC, same WASI. And you better renew the appeal we have made to government, sir. As I said, government or new housing arrangement, alternative housing scheme. You bet to me I relocate it because more than 1,500 houses destroyed. And you will be a per se or bet tena classroom. Classroom there say it's not for residential use. Service showers in a hall, toilets in a hall. There are no beds. There are no kitchens. They are just living under very deplorable, inhumane conditions.
We knew you would come. We were waiting. Thank you for coming. Water is life, they say. We need clean water around the clock. We need water all the time. And our waters are already contaminated. So this comes in handy. But water is not enough. You're waiting for the rest. Thank you so much for coming. We are super grateful. Thank you.
Yadikase eko ahunjie mu eba sisia.
Yamaye ho akwa bafe ye to akase bono eso covid echino na afen su Russia no Ukraine fo ntokwa no echino Ghana yakọ abenedie mu pa na no na NPP amayeko no dwomteni akasade atodwa se NDC fo ekasa mo si NPP ama Ghana ye de neso omuntimi for ha na no muaye biara emaye na amayeko ba akopɛ ne betimi ahwahweto Ghana ye eye NPP eno 2024 abano ejina NPP so
Mpenifo da NPP amonyuku na no eni mpenifo na ya pese 2 franka de ma NPP amonyuku no ediesia woto adwen kwampa obefa so a memene da abato no ebewie asumdwie titina ni de ma NPP amonyuku no Ras Steven Ayensun team openye kasa yemu no na wo chiri mu se eniema esisi ye na afimpinu eno nwotwe abato mu NPP di ncho no hwe hu ni se ebinsi bi mu esanse so my Ghana befa ne ntoma padie fra ejina NPP nkunum di afimpinu eni edonu nan eso.
We are determined to win a third term because the development of Ghana depends on an MPP victory in the 2024 general elections. That victory begins this Saturday. And every member of this party has something significant to do with it. It requires that we are disciplined as a party. Failure to be disciplined ensure internal peace and cohesion and be responsive to our mandate will gravely imperil our electoral prospects. I vividly recall the 2008 general elections and some of the factors that accounted for our painful loss after we led the first round with 49.13% of the total votes. Ladies and gentlemen, the most painful part of that experience, as we lost the presidential elections in the second round after we had increased our votes by 321,000. For us, all we needed to win in the first round was a little over 100,000 votes. In other words, we gifted the NDC the elections in 2008.
Ras Steven Ayensun team kasabium di tudwa sabato MPP beko anim no se betima wi asumdwie na afempenu ne adunu nan so MPP tima di munkunimu a enkabo mu ebehia.
Case that today the NDC feels emboldened because COVID-19 and the Russian-Ukraine war have vanquished the gains we made immediately after taking over on 7th January 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, under President John Agyekum Kufuor, from 7th January 2001 to 7th January 2009, the MPP pulled Ghana's economy out of the stagnation that the NDC left it. Again, under President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, we grew the economy on average 7% from another NDC stagnation for 3 consecutive years before the disruptions of the COVID-19 pandemic and Russian-Ukraine war. The truth is that we are fixing the economy.
Abenfo ma ben e wa bodie mu nyansapem no motu ahia a wo motu ato adwen na enkanka mo nimde e wo oboade nipa a atwe ho ahia ho nsem ho so akasa wo mo kye se e wo so mo de hihye mapa egu akwan so na ewie mu bobre ene ne tibia climate change no yetumi suso mu yie se de be ya yenua ne kakra e wo ne betumi abɔ ho ban na enkofa ohaw bia ema
Amadodo na di kwayo ene odan no sika fam ene aduane afam amaya fi na wofefete se Ghana de woni so de hunu nyina wachi bremo no eni kwayo na so wiemu sa kyerɛ nya nsunsu aso bɔne ewe kwayo so pa ebre ne kwase nsu to na nsu to ebre ne kwase awia bɔ na awie bɔ wei na ama Wilfred Laurier University of Canada ene gempa ene se ewiemu sa kyerɛ nsunsu aso ade aba no oboaboa dodo na no obeyi ne sesini na Ghana fo ye hunu bie na ye hunu adwumadi ahodo a ye die ne nsunsu aso ade ba wiemu bɔbrɛ so na ma wiemu sa kyerɛ nso nya nsunsu aso bɔne we adwumadi ahodo eso rector da gempa su apona no Professor Samuel Kokubunsu openyika sɛm no de to anwuma kwa hodo e wona sɛde se woboa na wiemu bɔbrɛ fa ne ntoma padifra sɛ won sɔre waka Ghana fo nso mmoa na ye wiemu bɔbrɛ no entumi nye ye na nsunsuan so e benya wo yen so no ano adin
o ye nyina ye ka ho nema bebre ho e ya am ze bre bebre no ye nhunu said the Kakrana Yen, and no Nanketenketi Bibria Cambomoa, a diacopia baby, a dear drone. And they had an essential toss and ensure to Adriane Babu. Yen Yasa Haubia. Ensure Tobrain is a toa, a say name of a brain, ensure and Tobre was a tonswa, a say a name of a brain. And tis a bay dia, and Cayenne and Yam pet a quire a befaswa, a besi sanya man hocoin. Nadia was ye bia and Yan Tonia Mangu Basa Basa, the Ebesombia, so Ebesum ye, near Yashania in ye, and yen nesse ye to plastic acheneke. Jabidia yeshi, ye trendia basa, babia, dubiesi babia, near kucha. It will be when few are no hasa. Ye tragua, a before Robesamba, Sabrina for Fronobeson, nature say, them being a bidia and a dear dada. And Tibet media and Kiamoya Hombai.
Professor Mark Terry, Yedin Juma, York University of Toronto, Canada. Opening Yane Dr. Magnesium Fuafo, Wilfred Laurier University, Canada, and Penfoy Kasai.
How climate change is impacting the people of Ghana. And one of the best ways to do it is through film. Because with film you have visible evidence of what's taking place here. And that's a lot more compelling than a scientific paper sometimes to the policymakers. So what we're hoping to do is get all the young people, as many as we can here in Ghana, to tell these stories on video. And then we put them together and then present them at the UN Climate Summit, COP28, which takes place in Dubai this year. So we're going to make presentations of the films that are made here so that the policymakers can find out what's happening in Africa in general, in Ghana specifically, in terms of climate change, as told by the young people here.
A really, really big issue. If you could remember, Yerisha documentary, no, Obi Kain says, say, Equiafonia, they won't fool our yeno. Wonya Indian, ni wonyano, first, no. Internet is a major issue. Ye nim or China asem. One shiny that you be been a bro, ne by rain, ya dear, any dasonia ding in ano, yen sarin cabu, 9 funny a court, then near you know, into a DIC because they affect you in to make us a queer full issue, into me, no queer ni, into and the safe home, but as a safe in our home, near ways of Obronibeka mitigating some of these challenging circumstances.
Abedoku aban apai se ensuyiri omo enhwe so no akobupe a eno ewo Central Gonja mansinimu akwakoye adoye ede amawon na Chief of Staff Mame Akosua Fema ose opare ne di animu a enimomo ede koe no na esumbu eyi
emu anwa anonom die apomudi aka die keta obeda so roba obi dwade mu ne ma dodo na no this year wofra wa poema ntemu ankranfo bi nso ka ho no enya de aban adawo so enyichie gu apono so enti bibire no obehu bi
atorenche ma da bia esie no sese die yenya ni daso se yebeto ebesi edan foforo ama aboa na baabia motie no a nsuo eyirimu no emmebio enti anem edabu pewura ase
Orumanyamfo Samuel Bugina Paul ejina so srade hye ne se wonya gidi mapa e wo mampanyi na kofo ado aban mu esansen hye pa aban wode mu omo no ifredi a wanka so bebo wonsam
ni edi kan edamufo ye kese pa ne se ye bepe kwan ye bepe nyansa kwan bi so na ye pe baby foforo ama bridge fo akotena na afifi bia na ensuo to a eyiri haye no na saa edadwene no efri ye so na eno so no ye ko obupewura ho Bupewura say or asase e de ma ban si ebesi krofufro ama bridge for ye ma me so ahye ne bo se okonkran ya nyame ncha de Minister for Works and Housing or TB nti okonkran ya o de ba koto ma mpanyin anim o de beto na ba de akire anim ne ya sinkunya ne atoato adwen na ekwan ya be fa so a ye be hwe ama bibia ya kama ama bridge for no ye be hwe na ya ye bibia kama amamu na mesaso kan se asem nto a unhu odofo ejire se asem to ansa na obehu odofo na bridge fo mbupefo savana fo sebe asem to ye si ehu se aban ewo abadaye aban ne wa akoma na aban no so no odwen ye ho.
From our records compiled by NADMO, the following can be said about the effects of the floods in the 4 affected districts. Number of communities affected, 4 districts affected 4. Number of submerged houses are 400. Number of affected households 987. Male adults 1,073. Number of female adults is 1,130. Number of children 1,456. Number of schools closed down as a result of the floods are 4. Number of toilet facilities totally destroyed is 1. Number of poultry farms that were destroyed were 5, totaling 1,000 beds. Ruminants, about 1,600, were totally carried away. Submerged farmlands is 1,560 acres. Mosques and churches were not spared. About 4 were completely destroyed.
Nadimofonu omuni mukromafo ansuo na yiye omachira din but omoya na kwaduru baabi a omansuo amfa womo no na omabobo omudi na omudi nyama no nyina ayede ama womo na ye ne ansuo afa ye no obi wa ha ukwa kasakura wase wakafu achira ne nyama no wa ye de wa ma o etimbuo de omudi beba krom ha na ye hu o ye hu sradi ye hu nyama bebre omudi abanso no nyina ye hu eti asra aban se omudi nyama ne ba se aban o nipa bia wode mbuo baba bia no won ba gina ho no omunhwe se de omu ba che no mana ye de amaye enti ada omu ase
bibia sai na ba me man ko asho atade na me shate ho me me ko do nyina me kuna uka babi bibia na banya atana yanya
ede ye di ama na wo ye adwuma nyina ni nyina nsu agye ho wonti me nkwa adwuma me nsu agakra me ye nsu me nsu ntimi nyina ti esra aban
nyame ya aduma bosumi mu de toso edunum sikasem so afo no bo kenofori atabekọ mmashibedwem okwa de okoka nyina eye Ghana yesikasem kontabu ema afi 2024 yen budget no eno de ekoto dwa na ansa na obekọ no UTV ene omanfo bia kasa ebisa se den ene omohwekwan
Mrasibedwafie chame eyi mrasibedwafie asutre se bosumi ayewura mu ine de toso dunum fotosanfo ba bepie mu mrasibedwafie na afie besi mu akọ masika no wadana di na we na UTV kase boy tie hogu mo nte subusa Ghana fo bi se akọ masika e ba be kenkan afie besi mu die no edin na wo hwani mu
yesra omu so meye bibia se de omu kasa eto yeyem no omu kasa omu ne so ese ye kokro ma yentimi ntohwe nto ma be ready budget yesra omu so mbeka kasa pa bia ebe ma ya somadwe ye ma yentimi ntwa ye ma school fees ntohwe yesi free education but more than papa ube ko free education once say almost 40 million 50 million ube no ube ko education to 50 million so wonni bia and your free education dey hin asi yes ro say the tone was scan ni krom.
Some of the taxes are just too excessive in conform to me and because of that, you know, people are cutting corners to make things easy for them. So I'm expecting that they will relax on some of the taxes.
Person can near my tone. And near my never so wanted to so my cry. Uba of funny a man, they are there betting Behuni as Santos. I had a tone for and they are so and they are tomo as another tone. I and take a baby above for my nankaja. O customer and I say, be a trauma with me outside, they couldn't be a mouse and a bear near my never caught.
Actually, there's nothing much to expect from what the finance minister is bringing. I think nothing out of the ordinary. Whatever has been presented previously, I don't see any change. And then maybe there is an election coming, probably in December. So maybe they may try to at least do it some way to bring some, or maybe to alleviate people a little bit of suffering, and then just in order to win political votes. Other than that, I don't expect much.
Almost see the budgets. I share on mine. Me de da ma kuma so say me pese o moye ne say. My moye din. Ya ye ton ade, ye tumi ton ade see. Me ton bottle water, any drinks. To see me tumi fa nsuo. Me tumi fa drinks. We omo ba omo besa drinks me nibi. Je say ya tutu ne ma moa to see First, ukuta 100 cedis to minya drink bebre.
Tisi a ukuta 100 cedi obenya drink 2 pe. Into ayedi. Into omumboye.
Ye jina we se so ahome aba ye ba kase bo ne ye beto aso adaro man ko bebia. Yema ya ho akwa ba fe ye to akasebo no so dia ko adwadie ene sikasemu. Lakeside Estate eye adwumako mu edini mu pa. Ne ba edan esie di omo edamu bafua. Efie pimienu ene aduonu ba akupo no ye bomo abaso se CIMG Real Estate Marketing Company of the Year. Ne nam so ma se sia no mo assign aye dan foforo sisi dan foforo eno ye estate a efe ye omo ebia no ede Ghana fo akwa akohwe. Eye busua dan ya hoto mu a enya asem ketua.
Lakeside Estate eye biaya hono mu efe na hono mu anika ene brono baako be ye nwotwe mekire 8 communities ene Abura Estate mu a wobehu e hono mu da din bokwa wo hono mu a ene weni beje pa dan kama abefo de ena mpenifo sumagu hono mu ohwe ni mu se Ghana fo no wona busuafo benye bebi pa na wodi wonti ato. Lakeside Estate be finisha polepole aduonu 20 years nie ene wosi adan papa ede ama Ghana fo ene ade a wosi ekura no be ye hanu 200 ene ekire o 2 bedroom 3 bedroom and 4 bedroom houses a nyina na wa dentamens ni mu ene wo ho no mu a woni tuabiri popo no a efe yi pa. Lakeside Estate wona dan no ene abefo adan papa bi egugu mu ahodo apartment townhouses detached houses nia yeso nia ensu bebre adantamu ene kuma nyina no ubenya se na bottom city bia no ubenya wo so no de a wani ebeje ho pa na niema Lakeside Estate ye dutwam ni se owo schools we state mu dada dwedi bia ahodo shopping centers restaurant fa kwa mofra ne abusu ambekwa kwaje wonani garden swimming pool tennis court ene ne gibia dodo na ene wo ewe state no mu ensu twagu sa bambo ho nsam so gina brane a wo ho no mu awunsuro ora Isaac Ntia mo ya marketing manager ede ma Lakeside Estate ne kasem no na wo chire mu say
Lakeside Hills no a community bia ya ye in such a way say enipakuo bia omope serene environment chese baby a eho efe noise ni ho ya tally road or electricity or water or access garden area ne niema chese wa hu se wote ono mu a obehu se community mu na wote na last 2 weeks more no mo ene launch Lakeside Hills project a ye kan ho asemi na Lakeside Estate nso ye hwe edwumedi a ye dia ya 7 crofo bebre for over 20 years now, which is about 2 decades. Yeah, sisi adan magana for any omo wa brochire obi o no mo say opeso to dan wo Ghana ofi US, UK, Canada, Australia, any amano ni bebre. Ya tumi sisi adan ahodo bebre ama sankrofo yi ama enne obi wa brochire no ka se me so me ba Ghana nya say bia oba obeda hotel anase bia okwa abusuafo fie ono so ba oba ba be den oba ba betena ono ankasa no fie mu na yehwe ade a edi hu akotene anase ade a yesronko e wo Lakeside Estate ye project ya launch a ye pese amama nyina ne Ghana fo ne abuchefo nyina ebeto bi ni se number 1 space o hwe yan dan na e kwan de dan ho bebre e wo very spacious compound a chese wo nkola bitimi adi agro o pese bia wo ye bibi to say barbecue party ne birthday who host some kind of family event bia obetumi ayama onwa hin how enye tiefo ne ya other people are almost dying to say okra ampo na say oti dan mu so ho chill over Lakeside ya dan yesie ye ko 2 bedroom standard no kra ye started with no 2 bedrooms ebia ba ko toilet and bath and about so ne visit share eno no yesi emma omo a omo pese omo ye den omo start abrabo ase anase bia okunu ni oye ena akola ba ko about a family of 3-4 because we believe say o sha abrabo ase a kakra ena ye 2 bedroom deluxe 2 bedroom deluxe no so ye product a eno so ye share that year in such a way say a larger family, an upcoming family which is large because obi ono mo or a husband and a wife, but he can have about 3 kids, 4 kids. Now you want 3 bedroom and so 3 bedroom is you 3 bedroom with boys quarters and I want your boys quarters and home. Boys quarters no air so for a larger family. You should Lakeside baby a wa. The head office was Silver Star Tower. And now your sales and marketing office and so site Hanamo. Na baby aye wa yesi aden eye Adenta municipality a ben East Legon Hills any Asalibutwe ni Adenta housing down ye in between these locations enti e bia opese oba na obehwe adan ni bia through to Legon or East Legon to American House to Asalibutwe to Lakeside eho na obehu baby aye wo.
Yet why Cassiano so edi amamu Vivo Energy Ghana womu ada program bi edi a fit to drive wellness program eno en wada ne di but ayi no eko edi amatrotra driver fo nyina wo hwe wapomu den na wo hwe hia ehia sese omo tisi anachi a omadwene nyina be kodwumadi a omu di a e drive no eso na atumi aboa wo. Yetwa ensem no eso nyame yaduma memenda NPP fo ani abre ekotu aba na wayi do betu franka e de ama wo mo na empanyufo nan a wo gina no Council of Elders atonsa from se wo momra na wonfa won san hyenkrata ase enka se de obedi nkunim bia no mbagi atum amasomdwe mapa aye ejuma
Dame mene den pipi abato oba bekọ animu no amampinifo den pipi amanyuko na no National Council of Elders and pinifo nan a epese tu franka ni nyina di ehia wo nyina no odo won sase hyente asapomase se dame mene da abato na chire ni sunsun so ebefiri mo ba bia no obeje atumu chochorofo de ma NPP amanyuko no oru ajasen from Ponkodua edin sem se yetudwa.
We're able to get the 4 aspirants contesting, namely Honorable Kennedy Japan, His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Muhammad Baumia, Dr. Akoto Friye, and Honorable Adenimo, all signing an undertaking. And in summary, what they signed to, and I'll read to all of you. 1 is to accept the primary election results. 2, to promote peace and cohesion. 3, in the event that they don't win, they will not resign from the party. 4, to support the winner of the primary. 5, to ensure and enforce mechanism that has been established by the party, and also to work within the timelines and duration that has been established by the party from now to the results are declared, and to respect the decision by the delegates of our party.
Chochorofo de ma NPP amanyuko no Justin from Ponkodua den hyehyɛ a abato komisa dia ma NPP amanyuko no de na di e di kire obia.
A voting center can have more than 1 polling station, but on the same premises. And depending on the number of delegates, the Electoral Commission may decide to create another center. That is whereby the number of delegates exceeds 1,000. Again, I'll reiterate by stating that there will be no congregation on the day of voting. And it is worthy to note that no voter shall wear the color of a contestant at the voting, that is T-shirt, branded in an aspirant picture, whether cap or posters of the aspirant. The elections will be conducted in 277 polling centers. For regional officers, they will vote in the constituency in the region. For Ashanti region, the regional officers will vote at Inshiaso. In Ahafo, the regional officers will vote at Esutufi South. For Bono region, the regional officers will vote at Sunyani West. For Buni East, regional officers will vote at Nkranza South. For Central region, they will vote at Cape Coast South. For Eastern region, they will vote at New Jabin South. Accra, they will vote at Kwale Klote. Northeast, they will vote at Narigu Gambaga constituency. For Northern region, they will vote at Tamale North. Oti, they will vote at Karachi East. Volta region, they will vote at Ho West. For Savannah, they will vote at Salaga South. For Upper East, they will vote at Navrongo Central. For Upper West, they will vote at Wa East. For Western Region, they will vote at Takrade, and Western North, they will vote at Seshirioso.
Eha ene brema yekwama kasie ni nyina ye di AC aseda e wo ma ekọ e dia ma se West Closet ono e na e hye ntade se West Closet ntade efe odoko traffic light no ase teknonia se wa eni 0243 508 635 0243 508 635
Lawless Locks ene miti mami Lola number no 0244 423201 0244 423201
Bella Sweet Center medasi se wo shebi 055 304 1995 Obahima Efiache CB mene
Akuya ejewa akodi adamu asiama mumu ene hwa ikofa
Welcome to NLA 590 Mobile. Today we will discuss how you can win cash by playing 590 on your phone or online. Visit 590mobile.com.gh